Okay, can you guys hear me? Great, you guys can hear me, right? This is the first time I'm doing live, so keep it, give me some patience, and I'm still learning the ropes. Thanks for stopping by, guys. It's been a really rough day. Not just crypto, but wait, can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, say yes. I'm reading the chat, guys. Oh, awesome. This is so cool. I feel like I'm actually a popular person now. What's up, guys? Thank you for stopping by. I like times like this, I'm so glad to have all of you. It's a really rough ride for all of us, and I just want to say, like, this is not my first time dealing with this kind of stuff. And where's Irene? Irene's home right now, but I'll talk to her tonight. But anyway, I dealt with this stuff a while ago, pretty much, well, so many times. Basically, every time you have a downtrend on crypto, you have to deal with all of this stuff. So I know a lot of you are probably new, and this is your first major crash in crypto, and and it's. I mean, I'm laughing now because historically I've been through so many of these, and every time I look back at it, I was like, why couldn't I buy it during this time, right? So just want to tell you guys, like, some psychology behind this. It's, again, not a financial advice, but really, it's really hard to buy things at this level when your portfolio is down like 50%, right? Compared to when it's all-time high, people tend to try to buy in because of the FOMO. They're like, oh, this is at this price, maybe it'll go even higher, I better buy in now. So most people rather buy in at all-time high than buying in during the dip. So that's one of the things I learned. And yeah, I'm watching the chat, so let me know. I'm definitely reading all of this at the same time, so apologize if I have some silence in between. But yeah, check out the Discord. Let's look at the liquidation stuff. So let's talk about like Bitcoin in general. Now, nothing is safe, so I don't care what you are invested in, except for maybe like a shitcoin that just came up, like small low volume pumps. But pretty much everything you invested so far is probably in the red right now. So for the last week or so. So Bitcoin is leading the way because Bitcoin is such a, I don't want to say blue chip, but it's the OG chip. A lot of market is correlated to how Bitcoin is performing, or Ethereum. So when Bitcoin drops, pretty much everything drops. As you can see, everything in my list, it's all red. So I have like traditional equities versus crypto. So as you can see from here, the whole equity market died too. So it's not just crypto, for those of you wondering. Like, look at this. This is the tech index on NASDAQ. Like, for the traditional market, this index holds all of the big companies like Microsoft, like Apple, Amazon. They're all getting destroyed. So all of it. There's nothing safe. It's entering into the correction right now. So, and then if you look at stocks like Netflix, on a bear guidance, it's down 21% in a single day. So Netflix pretty much wiped out all of their gains for the past 2 years in like a week. So it's absolutely nuts right now. And in general, these will spill into the crypto market. So you have to, we'll talk about Wonderland in a bit, but the market in general right now, it's not looking good. So what did I see? What am I seeing here? Let's do some TA. I know how much you guys like have opinions about TA. I personally, don't like TA, but sometimes you just gotta call it for what it is. So we have a pattern here. This is like the Batman pattern or the McDonald's pattern. Depends on how you want to see it. You see the M on top. So this is the Batman cape, and then or the McDonald's golden arch. This is the double top pattern. So if you guys not familiar with that, this is a double top. Let me see if I can draw this. Yeah, let me get a bigger brush. So this right here is the McDonald's pattern, right? Or the Batman pattern. This is the double top. Now, if you zoom up a little bit, this is actually part of the pattern called head and shoulders. I know, yes, TA is astrology for men. So a lot of you already know this, but this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a shoulder, a head, and then here's the right shoulder. But the shoulder usually hits the other shoulder. So this is the support I'm looking at right here. This is the support right here. This 2800 level. It's insane, but Bitcoin still has a lot of way to go. Like all the way from where it is right now, 36K. It could go to 28K. Now I am not certain that it will happen. Hopefully it won't happen. I don't want that to happen. But this is what the TA is doing. Now, why does TA work? So I personally think the only reason TA works is because a lot of other people believe in the same TA. So if you have a bunch of people who believe that eventually this thing is going to go back down to the right shoulder, to the same price as the left shoulder, well, people are going to start putting sell orders, and then hopefully a lot of people, by the time I get here, we're putting all the buy orders down here, and they start leveraging and all of this stuff, and then eventually the price might eventually go back up. That's my hope. Like I want it to go back up, and then like, you know, form the dinosaur pattern or the camel pattern. Like that's, or the snail pattern in this case. Like that's, you know, that's what I want. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. We might see some more pain in the near future, but you know, we gotta hold on. I mean, I don't want to tell people to hold or sell. I don't want to give people advice on whether to buy or sell. But what I can do is showing you, you know, what other people are seeing in the TA world. I am not a professional TA person. I don't really do TA that much, but that's that's kind of the pattern that I'm looking at. Yes, exactly. It's self-fulfilling prophecy, and that's why TA works. So any other TA BS that people tell you, I mean, it's probably BS. Now the other thing is the only other signal. People ask me like, okay, so what technical analysis indicators do I use in my day to day, right? So what do I use to make it to you know, figure out like what's gonna happen? Well, I don't do much other TA. How do I can't even delete this thing now. Okay, I had to click on each of these and delete it. All right, my bad. Give me a second. I want to delete all of this stuff. All right. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna sell that thing I just drew as a NFT on OpenSea. So I'm accepting 1 ETH as the base price. So let me know if you guys want to bid on it. Anyway, going back to technical indicators. So what do I use on my charts, right? So as you can see, you have the RSI down here. This is like the basics. RSI is the relative strength index. So usually people do, what they do is they buy at the very bottom of the RSI when it hits 30, and then they sell when the RSI hits like above this 60 or 70 range. That's what people do when they use this to try to buy, sell at certain time. So like right here, right? If you look at it, if you start selling right here or somewhere down here, you know, you would have been in a great profit, because if you sold somewhere up here at 66K, you know, now it's like this moment. I'm like, this looks like a good time to buy if you are a TA person, but I'm not gonna buy. But anyway, when you hit this level, people usually buy in. So hopefully all the other TA people or the bots will look at this and be like, yo, the RSI is so low right now. Let's put in some money, and you know, eventually it will go back up because a lot of people started buying at this point. So RSI is something I use, but I don't believe in it 100% because it definitely does not work all the time. Nothing works all the time. So here's the thing about indicators. They are all lagging indicators. They're all lagging behind the price. So that's something very, very important to know. So now, the other indicator I use is this thing called linear regression. Now let me enable it. Now if you look at this thing here, you see how nice it puts all the price action within a channel. Now, does this work 100%? Maybe, most of the time. I mean, it gives you a good idea of like where the price range goes. And I think some bots or some companies or whatever, some organization use this to do their buy sell. So if you hit this, you sell, you hit this, you buy, it bounces back in a bit, and then almost it hits the top again, you sell again, and now it goes down. And here it's, I mean, I'm expecting a little bit of bounce after this, so hopefully that's what the what the future will do. But again, TAs are all lagging. There is no future indicators. The closest indicator that I know that could be for future telling is the Fibonacci tool. So where is that Fib? I haven't used all of this for so long because I don't do trades anymore. I barely do any trades. Where's the Fib retracement? All right, so you use this tool, and then you mark the bottom of the chart, the very bottom of this price, and then you bring it up to the top. So now you can see all the channels of this price. You can see the price action. So it tells you like, oh, you see how the price like goes right back up to this point. So again, this is astrology for men. Yeah. Okay, I will. Okay, and I'm not gonna go to TA too much, but yes, that's pretty much what I use. Anyway, just trying to be comforting, trying to figure out, what's gonna happen to the price of things, and yeah. Anyway, let me know if you got like questions and stuff. Just send it to the chats. I'll try to answer. This is also an AMA. You can ask me like anything you want. So yeah, it sucks. What do you guys want to do? Therapy analysis. Yeah, sometimes in situations like this, it's really important to keep in mind like why you were invested in during this time in the first place, right? When you invested in all of this stuff in the first place, you had to have a reason for it. So you had to try to remind yourself, why were you in these coins in the beginning? If your answer is, I'm trying to get rich, I'm trying to make the coin go up, I want the devs to do something so the price can go up and I can make money. If that's what your goal is, like you're probably in it for the rude awakening, like you're probably invested in some shitcoin and it's going to go to zero eventually. But if you're in something like, I don't know, I personally think AVAX is pretty good. It has good tech. Like I'm in it for the tech, I'm in it for the long term, I'm in it for the team. So you got to think about, for long term, like why were you in it in the first place? And here's the thing that I got to ask a lot. It's about investments. People were really messed up in their mindset. A lot of people spreading FUDs, and a lot of people just talking crap about projects, and like you gotta be responsible and you gotta take a responsibility for your actions, because when you're invested, an investment is not a guaranteed way to make money. Investment is super risky. Doesn't matter what you invested in, you have to assume that whatever you put your money in can go to zero. That's you have to keep that in mind. If you have that mindset from the beginning, then it doesn't matter how much this will drop, because you already have all of that accounted in your head when you buy this asset. So you don't go crazy when it drops 10%, when it drops 50%, and all of that, right? So that's something I would like to show you guys. Anyway, I know a lot of you are time holders. I know there's going to be a lot of questions about time, and you want me to look at the time. Yeah, my computer sucks. It just keeps on loading whenever I do this. Anyway, so let me read the chat while it's loading. Did I get a new haircut? Do I look different? Yeah, I look different. Depends on the setting, the time of day. So it tends to do that. F the FUD. Sure. New glasses? You can see I have glasses, right? All right, good for you. What is my favorite food? I have to say pho. Pho is my favorite food because nothing more comforting than having some FUD during this crazy downturn. No, I'm not talking about FUD, F-U-D. I'm talking about PHO, the noodle, the Vietnamese noodle. That's my favorite. Anyway, let's talk about time. I know you guys are definitely in there. So I'm debating. So if you're in my Discord, you know that I have this, what do you call this, member list? Oh, not here. But if you go to any of my channel, you'll see these bots right here, right? Price bots on my Discord. And it tells you the price of things. So I'm thinking to remove this bot here called the time token. there's various reasons for it. I think the official time Discord actually removed the price of time. If you've been following all my videos, you know that we're moving towards WMemo as the main asset that we should look at, and not time. So that is the reason I'm gonna remove this bot eventually, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. And then we should only pay attention to WMemo, because that is the auto rebase token that you will hold in order to get the profit share in the future, right? So that's it about the price. Now let's look at the, I know I don't want to look at the price of time, but since we're still sort of coupled with the price of time, let's talk about it. So as you can see, it seems to be having quite a bit of support floor, a floor price for time of around $1,000. I've been watching it and it seems like it's being bought up every time it drops below. Now, for those of you who don't know, there's currently a limit order set in place by the Wonderland team, by Sifu and his team, to buy up the time token automatically when it drops a certain price. So they may have set a set limit order at certain price points. Now, people, this is the number one question I get, right? People like, you go to time, you'll be like, yo, the WMemo backing price is 50K. Why are we under that? So here's the thing, is that this is still a manual process, pretty much a manual process. People have to decide on when and where to put the limit order in order to buy it back to support the price floor. So Sifu himself said it in the Discord earlier, is that the 50,000 floor price may not always be what the limit order is. They may even go lower just to lock in some of the extra profits in case it does drop lower, like this one, like these wicks down here. This is most likely a liquidation event by somebody who leveraged to the TITS. So if you place your limit order somewhere down here, you can buy it up automatically, right? So why buy it at 50K when you can buy it at 48K? So that's pretty much what they're doing, and it seems to be working. And Wonderland, like a lot of people are saying like, hey, why don't they, a lot of other DAOs, you never see these buyback things, right? So Wonderland are actually doing it. They're actually doing it and buying back the price with the treasury funds. So the next proposal that they're going into is they're going to try to burn all those tokens that we buy back via this process. So what does that do? When you burn a token, the supply gets lower. So the number of WMemo in total gets lower when they get burned. So when the supply goes low, the price of the asset tends to go up. This is like economics 101, and that's how they do it. And no, Danny did not eat the I mean, sure, you could think about it like that. Danny just eat up all the WMemos, and for the Frog Nation, he's doing it. So I am not simping. Here's the other thing. I'm not simping on Danny or Sifu. The only person I'm simping on is Irene. There's no one else in the world that I'm simping on. I call them out on their bullshit if they do something like bad, right? I am not like a spokesperson. I am also not always bullish on everything they do. I also have opinions about what they're doing. Sometimes I don't like everything they're doing. So you gotta be like objective when you look at your investment, look at the people behind it, like what exactly are they doing. Of course, like people's gonna be emotional, people's gonna be like, yo, what the hell, I got in at $10,000. I got in at 10K, right? You literally like bought the top if you got in at 10K. So it's been nothing but downturns, like 50-90% drop from the top. So it's a crazy drop, right? For sure. But you guys gotta think, like, if you have been staking it, and if you've been staking it this whole time since like November or something, or December, if you've been staking this whole time, you are not down 90%. So that's the thing. Like, you have to be staking it to help reduce some of the downside risk. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So the good thing is, if you look at this, if what they say is true about this price floor, about the backing price, let me refresh it, it's probably lower now. If what they say is true about the backing price, that they'll always buy this when it hits the backing price, and the price will be stable at this for as long as it needs to, the whales will probably keep selling, whatever. if this price stays constant, right? So they removed the calculator. I was going to do a calculator, but they removed it because of the whole Lambo thing was like, eh. Anyway, if the price stays constant and you continue to receive rebases and soon revenue share, I think we can recover our loss pretty soon if we keep up on it. So that is the hope, is that we keep this price floor. So I mean, I'm watching for development in the Discord every single day just to see what they're talking about, like what they're planning. But yes, it hurts. It hurts a lot when you get in at like 10, when it was like all the way up here. So, but you also have to keep in mind that the overall market is getting destroyed right now. It's not just Wonderland getting so low. At least we have a floor price protecting us, right? So can you imagine? So Bitcoin and Ethereum went down like 14% and 10% today. So if we didn't have that price floor, I would imagine our price would be even lower if we didn't have this buyback process in place. So that is something you should keep in mind. Now, the other thing I want to go into is that you have the whole Wonderland plan. So I view this project, people are like asking me, you know, what do you think about this? What's going to happen in the future? Are you still in it? And all that. Well, I like to say that I'm still in it. But there's something that I discovered when I first invested in this. So pretend we have a calculator right here. Is that I actually did a video on calculating the price and profit of this thing. Is that from day one, I know we will never be able to sustain this APY, and I know that we will never be able to sustain the price of time over the 1 year period. So this is how you should approach it, is that these numbers are never meant to be sustainable. Now, are they irresponsible for doing this to people who don't know much about it and they get suckered into it? Well, I think it's on purpose. The thing, what this is a Ponzi-nomics. So what does that mean? Does it mean this is a Ponzi? No. So what I mean is Ponzi-nomics is the economics of a Ponzi. So for Ponzi's to work, they have to get people to buy, to put cash into their pocket first to start the fund, right? And then they will, in the later phase of the Ponzi scheme, they get new people to buy in because a lot of other famous people got in. And then they use the new money to pay off the old money to keep this Ponzi going. So in order for all of this to continue to work, they'll have to continuously get new money into the fund in order for it to keep going. If the new money doesn't come in, they'll get cut off and eventually the Ponzi will collapse. So that is what a Ponzi is. That's how Ponzi's work. Now, you guys might realize what I just explained kind of sound like 3-3, right? The game theory where if everybody comes in and stay in and staked, then we all win. But as soon as people pull out, then we will lose. That is what 3-3 is. That's the Ponzi-nomics of a DAO like this. Now, here's the thing though. Here's what's different about Wonderland. Why I think it's not a Ponzi. The reason is that they had two phases. What they're doing, what Danny and Sifu and his team and their team are doing, is that they had two phases. First phase is to actually get people to drop the money in to get the whole treasury high. So they accomplished this wonderfully. It's $898 million right now. So it was over $1 billion because they spent some money on the buyback. So their first goal is to grow the treasury to a sizable amount. In this case, $1 billion. Now, their next phase is to stop the minting of the treasury. They don't want any new funds anymore. So this is the difference between the Ponzi and time. They don't want new money anymore at the time, at the current moment. That's why all of these mints are out. Like you can't mint inflationary tokens anymore here, and that's why they stop it. We're in phase 2 right now. What phase 2 is doing is they're using the treasury balance and they are investing in various projects like BetSwap in this or this NFT game that they're into, or they're just providing liquidity in DeFi on stable coins or whatever. They're trying to grow this treasury balance up in the future. So whoever has WMemo what you can think of it is that this is your share of the DAO or the company. So when you get your dividends or profit share, that's when the treasury balance is put to use and they're making money. It will drip some of that profit back to you based on the number of WMemo you hold. So that is how the plan is for the future. Rebases, I wouldn't think too much into it. It's just same piece of cookie that you're breaking into smaller parts. It's saying as in stock terms, it's the same as a stock split. But what you should really pay attention to is what they're doing with this treasury balance, and then how much of your share, how much profit you get every month or every week from the treasury profits. So that's what it is. I view WMemo as a share in the DAO. That's what it is. Now, can the price of WMemo go up and down? Of course, it's publicly traded on SushiSwap. So a whale or somebody, if they made a ton of money from this, they could choose to sell because they need to buy a new Lambo or buy a new house or something. Of course, they can sell the WMemo. But does that mean that they're bearish? Who knows? Maybe they are bearish, or maybe they just need the money, right? So that is the reason. That is the reason we wanna look at this in a different way. So, of course, there are whales, there are bots. You know, they're just trying to manipulate the price. Sure, there's gonna be people like that. But now with this limit buy order bot in place, the whales are gonna be very careful about selling at this price because they know if they sell, somebody's gonna buy it back up, buy the treasury, and then the price will eventually go up when the market improves. I know Bitcoin and Ether is very important to look at these at the general market condition. Eventually, we're gonna go back up, and I think WMemo and time will go back up even faster. So that is my thesis on time, and I really hope you guys understand, like, view it from this perspective. This is my perspective. Of course, I welcome to hear from you guys, like if you have any of your perspective on these projects, but that's how I think it works. Moro Silva, any news about the airdrop? So the airdrop, it's been delayed. Here's the other thing. People are not patient enough. So I get questions about when airdrop, like every day. So here's the explanation. I have technical background, so I know how complicated it is to do something like an airdrop. If you think about it, they're trying to cover every single person who's invested in time, in WMemo, who's actually leveraging at the moment, across all the different chains. So you can get WMemo on Phantom, right, on Avalanche. They're trying to cover every single person with this airdrop. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a lot of people. And if you want to divide up all the BetSwap tokens that are allocated for airdrop, you're probably looking at about $30 each person. So they're doing it in a way that everybody gets the same amount of BetSwap tokens for the airdrop. So you, with this many people, and we all holding like this many, it doesn't matter how much WMemo or time you hold, you all get the same amounts per wallet. So you get like whatever, a small amount. So I think it's like $30 worth of the BSGG, or even less. So that's, I don't know about you, but I don't think I need $30. So I don't know why people are thinking about when airdrop, it's a tiny amount of money. So it's not something that you should be looking forward to. But the key point is that they're trying to take time on this because they want to do it right. When you airdrop something to this many people, you want to make sure the contract that you're writing is correct. The code executes correctly. You don't want to misallocate this, right? You don't want to have bugs or exploits in this. So you want to make sure people on every single chain get their allocation. So for $30, guys, like, come on, stop asking when airdrop. It's going to happen. We just don't know when. So it's up to Sifu and his team to think about when the airdrop can come out. Much rather, they take their time to make sure everything is correct and they do it correctly than to rush it and then giving everybody the wrong amount. You don't want to end up with like $1 worth of BSGG, right? When another person can end up with $1,000, right? You want everything to be equal. You want everything to be done correctly. So that is my thoughts on the airdrop. Now, I saw Sifu talking about giving an extra airdrop to people who held on, who had diamond hands throughout all of this drop. I think they're talking about a secondary airdrop to that, so don't quote me on that, but that's what I heard. So yeah, so that's the explanation. Yeah, and you guys, for the DeFi Kingdom fans in here, I am in DeFi Kingdoms. Now remember, I did a video about how I bought in at around 850 or $8. Now that thing went all the way up to $22. Like, I tripled my return in like a month, but I didn't sell. So I'm in deep trouble, dude. Like, if you ask me, like, this is 2/3 of my stack, guys. 1/3 is in Time Wonderland. 2/3 of my other stack is in Jewel Wonderland. It's in DeFi Kingdoms. Like, holy crap, guys! Like, I was up 3x. I tripled my investment. But now, like, I didn't sell any of it. So, well, I'm like going back to where I started. It's like, if you want to talk about people hurting bad right now, that's me. All my profits gone. So it sucks. But what can I do? You know. Here's the other thing. Like, there's nothing I can do. Literally, there's nothing I can do to except for hoping that it'll go back up. Right? There's really nothing I can do. But the market conditions right now is really tied to, like, the Bitcoin market in general and the equity market in general. Like it or not, it's tied to traditional markets in one way or another. And all of these big drops are due to people getting liquidated, especially Bitcoin. Now, if you in my Discord and you go to go to the liquidation channel, you can tell like how much. Like, here's a guy who got liquidated for 11 million bucks, right? A million here, 300K there. For like, these are huge liquidations. Like look at this, 9 million, 4 million. Like, people are leveraging like crazy in Bitcoin. If you think time, people are leveraging time crazily, like, look at Bitcoin and all of these other crazy assets. Like, look at these 8 million. Like, they're going big on exchanges. I don't know what exchange they do, probably Binance or something. Yes, holy crap, like 18 million liquidated, 18 million bucks. Like, that's gonna immediately drop the price of whatever asset like a lot. That's what these big candles are. So if you go to Discord, you look up the time and try to correlate it with the chart, you can tell this is why we had giant drops. And then this is why we had giant buys, like right here, right? People put in their buy orders, just getting liquidated, they buy these up, and then that's why you have a giant bounce. So the market is definitely over leveraged. So right now we have a nice deleveraging of the market. So that's, you know, that's what's happening. So we probably will take a lot more time until the next wave of leveraging happens. So here's the psychology, right? You guys be like, oh, if the price is at this point, I'm probably gonna put some leverage. I'm gonna leverage it up and then buy it right here because this is a nice support. So a lot of people are probably gonna leverage somewhere up here, and we're probably gonna see a bounce around 29K, and that's probably what's going to happen in the near future. But don't quote me on that. This is just TA. Again, TA is astrology for men, so don't listen to it 100%. Let me read the chat. Why didn't I sell some? Too much bullish on the project? I can never keep myself from selling. Why didn't I sell what? If I didn't sell Jewel? Well, I am very bullish on Jewel, so DeFi Kingdoms, I'm very bullish on it long run. I like tokens where there's utility, where you can use it in game and do stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you definitely should take profit every once in a while. I'm a greedy SOB because I didn't take profit when I was 3x. I definitely should have taken profit. That's for sure. You're totally right. And it's a lesson learned, you know. So, you know, what can I do? Nothing I can do. It's too late. Hopefully we get a giant bounce and go back to 20, and that's when I'll probably sell some to take profit and learn from my mistakes. But please, I'm praying, guys. I'm praying that we don't go back to $8 because I'm way over invested, and I hope the devs do something. Is ADA dead? ADA, it's a shitcoin in my opinion. So I don't know if you like ADA. Sucks to be you, but I think Cardano, it's a giant shit show, you know. Look at this, Holy crap. Like they're somehow, like if you look at the top 10, Cardano is in number 6 with like $36 billion market cap. This thing, it's all hype, you know. I don't want to, I hate to talk about it, but like they just launched their shitty swap. What is it? Sunday swap or something? Like I heard, you know, that thing is slow AF and people are, and it's not working. Like they're getting DDoS and all that stuff. Like that blockchain has no killer products. Like what do you run on Cardano aside from Hopium? Like nothing. All of the things that it was trying to solve, it's already being solved by AVAX and all of these FTM or Harmony. They all do much better job than Cardano. Like I don't understand this. Cardano and Solana, I hate those two. Not hate, well, hate's a strong word. I just don't understand why people are in it. Like Solana, that thing gets DDoS like every other week. And then it's like mostly VC owned. Like when you buy this, VC are dumping on your ass every time you come in. Like what do you expect? So, and the programming language that it's using is Rust. It's not Solidity. That means you cannot port over an Ethereum application directly into Solana. You have to rewrite all of that from scratch. So to me, that's bearish AF because almost every single project on AVAX is a fork of something. That's what gets a chain like AVAX going. So that's, you know, that's why I like AVAX over all of these other tokens. And look at AVAX. Holy, it's doing the McDonald's TA right now. Look at this. That's the golden arches, guys. Like, that is the golden arches, like right here. I have enough of McDonald's, guys. I don't want to see any more McDonald's or Batman. Like, I'm so sick of them. But hopefully, this is like a nice support for you guys. Yeah, so, you know, no more TA, but like, damn, this sucks, you know. I just want to let you guys know, like, you're not the only one feeling pretty shitty right now. I feel really bad. Crypto is one thing, but like my equities, my stocks are getting destroyed. I lost like all of my gains from the past year in like a week. It's nuts right now. I don't even know what to do. Like what else can I do? I'm gonna need to get another job and then try to get more money in so I can buy this freaking dip. But if you zoom out, I'm like, this is not over. I don't think it's over. Like, look at this. We're right here. And then if you look at 2021, like, we were down here. So there's still like, holy crap. We could still lose even more, like all of this stuff, right? Like, it's scary. It's really scary. I am not gonna lie. I am nervous for the first time in so long. I have not been in this kind of a situation since when the unicorns strike us. For the record, I cannot say the name of the virus because YouTube might do something. So I'm just gonna call it unicorn. I'm gonna borrow from Matt Kors. He likes to call it unicorn. So yeah, ever since unicorn, everything's been down. And then ever since the unicorn V2, you know, after Thanksgiving, like everything's like dropped since Thanksgiving last year. So yeah, I don't know. It's nuts. Like, what do I do to make myself feel better? I don't know. Like, I try to stay away from looking at my apps. I just delete all the trading apps on my phone. But unfortunately, you know, I have a duty to bring all of these news to you guys. I have a Discord to run. I have to look at the price no matter what. So this is, you know, shout out to the guys in the Time Wonderland channel. I love you guys. You guys are what's keeping me together, you know. I don't know what to do. This is kind of therapy for me as well. Like, you guys are keeping me together, and this is what I'm doing to make myself feel better. But it is very tough. It is very tough. Not gonna lie, it's very tough. Anyway, yeah, so thanks to Twitter too. I love Twitter. You guys sending me these crazy things like McDonald's in DeFi Kingdoms. It's definitely hiring. I love this one. So yeah, whoever sent me this, thank you. Twitter, yeah, social media. I think like in times like these, we just gotta stick together, right? Like, I don't know how we, I don't know what else we do to stick together. Oh yeah, we gotta simp, you know, like simping on these people kind of helped me a little bit. But anyway, I think that's a girl who was selling her bath water and shit, some weird stuff. Pokey, I like her, but I don't really like. Holy crap, Epic Gear TV. thank you for $50 in donation. This helped tremendously. Thank you so much. Okay, so what did you ask? Can you show us the protocols that you're into? Yeah, for sure. I actually did a year-end video last year. If you look at my video on my channel, I did a video on what protocols that I'm looking forward to in the future, that I'm bullish on in 2022. Obviously, 2022 has been a pretty rough year so far, but given that it's only January, guys. We still got 11 months to go. So what am I bullish on? Well, obviously, okay, here's the disclosure. I do not own any Bitcoin. I have 0 Bitcoins. How much Ether I have? I have about $500 worth of Ether. That's all I'm doing because I need to pay the damn gas fees. I'm bearish on Ether, on gas fees. I'm bearish on Ethereum V2. People are being like, hey, V2 might solve the problem of gas fees. No, it's not going to solve the problem of gas fee. The gas fee will still be there. It will scale a little bit, but it's not enough. So I'm bearish on that. So I only got like $500 to pay my gas with. What am I big on? Avalanche. I am very big on Avalanche. Avalanche is a very, very big. Hold on. $50 pesos? Oh, it's not $50, but okay, whatever. I like 50 pesos as well. I'm gonna visit Mexico one day. But yeah, okay. Anyway, AVAX. I am bullish on AVAX because of the ability to have your own subnets on your network, and the low fees, and the amount of projects that's currently running on AVAX. I'm totally bullish on it. It is one of the first chains that I use aside from Ethereum because Ethereum was so expensive. I couldn't use Uniswap or any of that because I'm not a whale. So I think AVAX is like Ethereum for the cheap, for the poor folks like us. If you want to pay like a couple cents per transaction, AVAX is the way to go. You got Trader Joe's, you got Wonderland, you got crazy good projects all over here. So I'm bullish on Avalanche. So $66, it's pretty good. Let me see, what's the lowest? 53. So I might buy some like around $53 or around here if we do see a bounce, definitely. The other thing I'm really bullish on is Harmony. Harmony protocol is the blockchain. I really love Harmony because Harmony can, they run DeFi Kingdoms. So DeFi Kingdoms is the #1 game on Harmony blockchain, and I'm paying fraction of a penny on Harmony, and with a finality of like 2 seconds. It's really fast and it's really cheap to do anything on there. Provided the only issue with Harmony is that it doesn't have that much projects right there, but I think over time people will realize that it's one of the undervalued blockchain, and people will start moving projects there, and eventually I think this will take off. So at the high, it was trading at 37 cents. So that is something I am bullish on because I found using it to play DeFi Kingdoms, I had a really good experience. Even though they got DDoS a few days ago, the devs really did something real fast to prevent that issue. So the other chain I am bullish on is definitely Phantom. Phantom has been gaining traction recently, so they actually surpassed Solana in terms of TVL. At the market cap price, FTM is so tiny compared to Solana. Yet at the same time, they locked in more money than Solana. So just letting you know some metrics. But I think this is one of the best up and coming chains that I'm definitely looking into. I love Tomb. I know you guys are into Tomb and all of these. I know Danny is definitely moving a lot of projects into FTM. So personally, I am very bullish on FTM. I do have a position in FTM, and it's a very long-term position. So aside from that, yeah, I don't have any other protocols. I like to keep my list very small so I can focus on the development, pay attention to the development. Now, that may not be your style. Some of you may like to spread your fund to like 10, 20 tokens just to see if you can hit big on one of them. To me, that sounds like gambling. Sure, it's diversification, but I like to take it, keep it small. Because the quote that I keep on having in my head that I keep remember is, why would you not place money on winners and you like to spread it out to potential losers? So if you know something's going to win, it's a winner, and you have full conviction, then you should put the money in there and then let it play out. You might miss out on it. You might be wrong, or you might miss out on another, shit token, but that's that's life. But my personal philosophy is I like to keep it small, keep it to a small set of tokens, so I can, dedicate more time into each of these projects. Oh, goody, another 50 pesos. Thank you. I wonder how much dollar menu meals I can get with that 50 pesos. But yeah, thanks for that one, Epic Gita TV. Thank you. Tools website for research use. I don't use much tool aside from TradingView. I love TradingView, it's nice, but you don't get all the tokens here, so you have to use Dex Screener. Dex Screener, you can get all the DeFi protocols in here. They have really nice coverage for all of the different tokens, and you can do alerts and watch lists. So I definitely love this one, Dex Screener. And then to plug this one here, TradeIV.com. I actually built this a while back. So it's mostly for stocks, but I added in the crypto section. So you can do look at the whole market, what's up, what's gainer, losers, and market caps. You can see the top 10 coins, and then even the market sentiment. Like, this is crazy. We've been at extreme fear for the past 2-3 months. I've never seen it in extreme fear for this long. So I am wow, I am totally baffled by how long of a bear market we've been in. I mean, it is, I can say now, we are in a bear market, so it sucks. Anyway, so you can click news and to see what the news, what's going on in the crypto market. And then down here, you got this, this is like a Wall Street Bets live Reddit comments tool. So it refreshes every few seconds and it displays the messages from the chat. You can also go to DeFi or Bitcoin. It really depends on what you want to do. If I go to DeFi, I can see all the chats related to DeFi. So for me, this gives me all the information I need about a particular. Sorry, Irene was DMing me. She was texting me about going on a date tonight, but I'll go on a date after because bros before hoes, right? So yeah, that's what I use, and it seems to work pretty well. You want to do stocks, you can look up stocks, any stocks you want. I haven't added the feature to look up crypto, but maybe in the future when I have time. But yeah, you can set alerts for a particular stock if you want. There's actually a watch list feature. You can see the watch list. Holy shit, everything's red. And then you go to trends, cover over, you can see the charts directly. It's pretty cool. I spend a lot of time on this app. But yeah, it's completely free. Go to TradeIV.com, log in with your Google, and you can do all of this. Pretty cool. Anyway, that's all the tools I use. So apparently 1 USD is 1 PHP. I don't know what PHP is. McDonald's selling BTC because they are hiring now. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get paid in BTC. Thank you. Yeah, it is my first live stream. I hope I'm doing well. This is I never done this before. So if this is cool, as I gain more experience, I'll definitely do more live streams for you guys, just to hang out. It really helps during the pandemic. After I break up with my girl, it's been kind of messed up life, and now all of this stuff. I gotta tell you, this is the worst year of my life by far, for sure. Worst year of my life. I broke up with my girl last year at the end of the year, and then at the turn of New Year's, everything went down. My crypto went down, my stocks went down. Trust me, guys, I'm trying to stay strong, but even as a person who's as strong as me emotionally wise, this is really, really hard on me. So I'm trying to line up, joke here and there, try to entertain you guys in whatever way I can, because you guys really came through for me during my rough times. So I'm really appreciative with that. So I'm trying to be there for you guys as well. So yeah. It's really crazy. I hope you guys if you guys are feeling terrible, feeling hopeless and all of that, if you have that kind of feeling, definitely reach out to professional or to DM me or whatever. I'll be here. I'll talk to you. Talk to the chat. I think we humans, we are a social creature. You definitely cannot stuff all of that stuff by yourself during this crazy time, because you will go crazy. And you will hurt yourself if you don't manage it correctly. So definitely reach out to your friends and families, like let them know, be candid about like what's going on. It really can help you. It really helps. For me, I did that, and even today, like this is my therapy session. So for sure, I will do more of these if we have more drops. Like, or if we're going up, I'm happy to do a happy stream for you guys, right? Like this is how we do it. You know, it's nuts. But anyway, let's go back to simping. Yeah. So you know, what's funny? Okay, here's the cool story about this article. I actually know this person. I know Samantha Cole, like in real life. I totally did not expect that she wrote this article. She's really into. She works for Vice, so I actually worked with her in the past before. So this is really funny that she wrote this article. But yeah, about these DAOs, like people simping on Irene. Like I don't know. Like do I think NFTs are gonna have something like all of these? I think they're capitalizing it on NFT stuff. So yeah, I'm joking about. I mean, I'm not. Irene is really beautiful. I like her. She's really pretty. Can I do a search for Irene? Yeah, Irene DAO. So yeah, I really like her. She's cool. But you guys got to be careful about simping for these. Like you got to think about what exactly are you paying in the end when you buy these NFTs? Like what is your hope? Is your hope that somebody can buy your NFT later at a much higher price? If that's true, then good. Then you should do it, monitor it, and then sell it when you need to. But if you hope to buy this and keep it forever because you think that Irene's gonna magically come to your house, have coffee with you, and then eventually do the deed with you, like it's not happening, guys. Like Irene, she belonged to me, guys. Like she's not gonna do all that. She told me herself. She's like, all these simps bought my NFTs, but in the end, Degen and DeFi, you're the only guy in my life, and you're the only guy for me. So I'm sorry, guys. Like if you bought her NFT, you got suckered. She's already in a relationship with me. So sorry, guys. Anyway, it's probably true for all of these other DAOs. They all probably just taking advantage, and they're trying to get your money. So hold your ETH as if your life is dependent on it. Do not sell. Do not give your ETH to anyone unless there's a good reason to do it. So that's my feeling about all of these crazy simp nation, simp NFTs. I think they're all totally gonna go to zero. Yeah, simp rug pulls as well. And no, Irene is not a man. Can confirm. I'm confirming it here on the stream that Irene is not a man. Okay? I personally went down there and I personally checked because I heard some rumors before I actually checked. They were like, yo, Irene's a man. You're dealing with a man. I'm like, what? Let me go to Irene. And I was like, hey, Irene, people are saying you're a man. Like, is this true? I was like, I don't want to deal with men because I personally, no offense, but I'm not into guys. And then she's like, oh no, what do you mean I'm a man? I'm not a man. And then she pulled down her pants, and then I took a look, and I'm like, wait a second. I mean, you could still have that, right? If you're nowadays with the technology, you could still have that, even though you're a man. So she's like, all right, let me prove it to you. And then we did the 2-3 minutes later. I was convinced she's not a man, guys. Trust me, she's not a man. I can tell you now she's not a man. Whoever says she's a man, you have to fight me for it, all right? So put that rumor to rest. She's not a man. All right, what else is there? SEC rejects MicroStrategy's Bitcoin accounting practice. Oh boy, this Saylor Moon, right? Mike Saylor, the guy with MicroStrategy who kept on buying Bitcoin. I think he's feeling the pain right now, but apparently SEC shut him down, be like, yo, we can't accept your accounting practice with your Bitcoin. So he's getting wrecked pretty hard. So is the president of El Salvador. He's getting wrecked too. Everybody's getting wrecked, guys. Like, no one is safe. Everybody's getting wrecked. So I think this is why we have to look at Mr. Buffett here. Now, you know what Abraham Lincoln said, right? So Abraham Lincoln said, never trust anything said on the internet, according to Abraham Lincoln. So I don't know if Warren Buffett said all of this, but apparently this is like one of the most famous memes or motivational quotes from Warren Buffett. It's like, be fearful when there's greed, and be greedy when there is fear. So what does that mean? This guy is telling you to buy the freaking dip. So pretty much that's what he's saying. Now, I don't advise you listen to Mr. Buffett. After all, he's like the 6th richest guy in the world. He's a boomer. I don't know. He's even older than a boomer. Anyway, he's saying to buy the freaking dip, and then sell the freaking top. So it's easy, guys. That's all you need to do. That's so easy. That's all you need to do. But anyway, keep in mind what Abraham Lincoln said about the internet. You should not believe in everything that's on the internet, and you should do your own research. God. Anyway, wow, I've been speaking for like an hour, so I'm like hungry AF. So I'm gonna go eat dinner by Irene. I think she cooked some nice sushi for me, and I really appreciate you guys. Just want to say, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming, and hopefully, I really like live streaming, like interacting with you guys on the comments. It's amazing. I'll definitely do more of this, and through rough times, through good times, we're all gonna be in this together, and we're all gonna make it. Thanks for coming, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.